Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are, Facebook Live. It's another day. We live to tell another tale. Great show today, Sue.
Another great show.
Award winner.
A rainy day today. I know it's rainy, tough start, and then we had all those, issues in terms of the trains. But you know what? It gets better tomorrow. Why does it get better?
Because it gets sunnier tomorrow.
And it's Friday.
That's why, yes.
And it's Friday.
It's going to be sunny right here in the big city.
Yeah, TGIF Friday. So we're going to have a great show today on Facebook Live. Because you know how we do things differently here on Facebook Live?
We do it differently. Yeah, we do it a lot
We like to open it up.
We open it.
We like to ask the questions that are on your mind. So... Let's bring in Mayte Garcia. She is here. She's got a new book that she just penned.
Don't pull out. You don't have to lean in.
Don't pull out. Do it. He actually wants you to lean in.
All right,
Mayte, he wants you to lean in.
Go
Give him a hug.
There you go. Okay, you can stay right here.
The beautiful Mayte Garcia is here, and really just talking about her life with Prince. And of course, we know with the passing of Prince how it touched and affected so many of us.
Yes,
and I can't even imagine that moment for you. But as more people kind of join on,
let's
please
talk
give
for a
us
minute
your
before they
questions,
join on.
Because I know there's so many of you that are super fans.
I have some questions from people who have sent in questions online already.
Her book is called The Most Beautiful, everybody. It is out right now, and there it is. There it is. She really talks about her life, her story, and really it's a love story to a man that meant so much to her, not only to her personally, but to all of us. So it is a memoir that we all must read. But we get to have her. You get to ask her questions.
Yes.
So Mayte!
Listen, let's get it right out of the way. I know I asked you this on the show, but it's a different audience here. And somebody did write in, tell us about the first time and how you actually got to meet Prince and how this love affair and this relationship and this marriage evolved.
It was one of those, hard to believe situations where I gave him a videotape, and it's one of those where like, whoa.
A videotape for what?
Of my belly dancing.
Of the belly dancing.
Yeah,
okay.
I made a short tape. I kept it sweet and just, 3 minutes just to get his attention, and it got his attention. He called for me, and I met him about 10 minutes later or 5 minutes later.
Amazing.
Yeah.
5 minutes after
this was in 1990.
Like,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't know this, but when people are on tour, they have their dressing room, and the dressing room has a VHS.
And you just put it in.
Yeah,
you put it in. You just popped it in.
And listen,
the rest is history.
You know what? Listen, that's a great lesson for someone to learn. Where you're like, listen, it's the old, you got to be in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't send the tape and you said, Prince is never going to see this thing, it never happens. But you have nothing to lose by sending the tape. Worse it could have been. You didn't hear from anybody, and you did.
I know.
And look what happens.
Deanna Makita says you are a strong woman, Mayte. Thanks for doing this. A lot of people are saying congratulations. Evelyn Feliciano saying congratulations on your new book, Rest in Peace, Prince. There are a lot of people are saying, Raven Alexandria saying Prince is dearly missed, and we can't wait to read the book. So what she wanted to know was, Robert Renee has an interesting why didn't you do a book when he was still alive?
I was in the process of doing a book when he was alive, and he knew it. I mean, when I did Hollywood Exes, I was talking about our marriage, and it was really hard for me having the miscarriage and the loss of our son.
Yeah.
And I was in the process of doing it, and I mean, it just happened that it came out after.
It happened, yeah. So you were in the process of writing it.
I was in the process of writing it.
Yeah, because I know because you were on another show and you were always talking about that. Deanna also wants to know, how's the baby girl?
She's good.
Yes.
She's mad because she's not here in New York with me, but... I told her I'm coming back in the summertime, so I'm coming back.
Here's
with
another question that was sent in. Now, obviously, what's your favorite Prince song besides the one he wrote for you, The Most Beautiful Girl?
There's so many. I'd have to say 7, just because I love the performance that we did with that. But then that's a hard question for me. There's BM before Mayte and after Mayte, so it's a lot. I can't just pick one.
And we all love that song, Beautiful Girl in the World. You must be the most beautiful girl. When you hear that song, it must just make you smile, because it was a time of, such a beautiful time in your life.
He was really proud when he wrote that song. He was like, yeah. And I'm like, you did good. You did good.
And then we were talking about just like interesting things, like, it's like being married to Scott. You want to know the details, right?
Sure. I'm a very introverted, personal person. And
personal
not too many
person.
people get inside there.
Yeah, and I think we put it all out there, but the privacy is what's so important. And he relished his privacy and his private time.
Yeah.
Was that hard for you as a young person to kind of understand, like, you know, I'm walking into this world, Paisley Park. I mean, this is just, you know, this is his world that he's created.
Paisley Park was his world, but also, I mean, we lived in Chanhassen, and we would go to the grocery store at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We would go to the movie theater. It was a little town. That's why he liked it so much, because they knew him and he could be himself. He was private, but he would go and do stuff.
Yeah,
he was a social person.
It's funny, and you think of Prince, you know, outside of his music, right? And you think, boy, he's got to be, you know, one of the quirkiest. He's probably got all these different quirks and things he likes to do. And another thing we spoke about on the show, because I read it from what you were talking about, and I was fascinated. He always liked to match the color of his car to the house. So you were saying one time you came home and everything, all the colors were different because you had a new car.
Yeah. It was a canary yellow BMW.
Wow.
And the house turned canary yellow. With purple. Like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then he did it with white and gold. Yeah, okay.
That is
all
right.
right.
Just because it was sitting out there in the driveway, or it just had a match?
Well, he ordered it, and I would hear him say it, and then it would show up. I'm like, oh, I guess you were serious about it. It was a joke. He asked me when I was 18 years old, I'll never forget it, if you could ever have a car, what color would it be? And I laughed and said, I'd have a pink car.
And there it was.
There it was.
Wedding gift, pink BMW.
Yeah. And there it was. I was like, now you're like, no!
And everybody thought you worked for Mary Kay Cosmetics.
They thought I worked for Mary Kay. It's
Oh
true.
my gosh,
Is it Mary Kay? Not Mary Kay.
No, it's Mary Kay.
Mary
With the
Kay.
pink car. Yeah.
No, I don't, is it Mary
is Mary.
Kay? Okay, I'm
They
sorry.
thought
I had
I
it
worked
right
for
the
Mary
first
Kay.
time.
You had it right. Don't second guess yourself.
That's funny.
A lot of people are talking about, I met Prince 2 times at his concert. I was 13 years old. He has always been my lifetime crush. That's Jeanette Jewell. And a lot of people, Billy, is saying you were married to a legend. What does it feel like to have that in your life? And I think, you know what, we were talking about when you got married. You were such a young person. I guess the depth and the breadth of his talent and his reach and his fame, you probably didn't even understand it, did you?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I didn't call him Prince, because I wanted to connect with him as a person and not this character that he created, this, you know, big rock star, even though he was. So I like to separate the two. But yeah, I mean, especially now, I see the mass of love and people that follow and love him, and I mean, it's humbling for me. It was a beautiful experience, and I'm just honored that
it was there. It was yours.
There,
It's part of your story.
Listen, I have to assume the book is going to be a terrific seller because I mean, every fan of his is going to want to read about your life with him. You know, what message do you want somebody to take away when they're done? What are they going to take away when they're done reading the book?
Well, what I did was, I mean, I saw the cover. It was a friend of mine, Randy St. Nicholas, who took the picture, and I'll never forget that photo shoot. And we were looking at different ones at the ending. There was one, it was blurry though, but we both cracked the joke and we were laughing. But the one that we picked was still really beautiful. But I want people, when they close it, to go, man,
they had a good life.
What a story.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah. I get it. A lot of people are saying, I loved Hollywood Exes, and I love when you adopted your daughter. It brought tears to our eyes. And so a lot of fans want to know, are we going to see more of Hollywood Exes? Is that part of your journey, or that is not? Okay.
No.
Will we see the book eventually made into a movie?
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
See? Listen, if I just gave you that idea, maybe...
So Yannette wants to know, because Scotty just did mention that a lot of people are going to be buying the book. So she said, are you going to do anything to sign it? Because I want you to sign it. You're going to do book signing tours.
I did a book signing yesterday in Tribeca, and I'm going to Florida, Coral Gables, tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm doing San Francisco, and I mean...
So you'll be doing this, promoting this?
I will continue to promote it.
Is there a site
I love
that
meeting the
people can go to see your schedule?
Yeah, Mayte.com.
Oh, okay. How do you spell it? How do you spell it for the folks?
Mayte.
Mayte.com. She's got her complete schedule of when she'll be signing books. She's all over the country.
Raven also said that that's a movie that she'd like to see, so she'd really like you to consider taking your words and putting it on the screen for somebody to see it.
Thank you,
forget me
Raven.
on
A lot of people want to know, when Prince was in his off time, what did you guys do? Like, I want to know the off time, because I like to know that kind of...
There was never any off time.
No, there wasn't, right?
We were always playing. I mean, off time was going on tour. I mean, we would be at the studio to record, do music videos, stage shows, rehearsals. and then go tour. And I mean, movies.
Okay.
He loved movies.
And here's something that a lot of people might not know about Mayte. You know that Britney Spears, I'm a slave for you. She taught Britney her moves.
Silky, very nice.
That was
Oh,
good.
I do my research.
I
That
was
was good.
convinced.
That's why they pay me the money, Mayte.
Listen.
You don't think I know these things, but I know
Good.
about you. I know your
Good.
Social Security. I'm just kidding.
Watch how I work this in here.
Watch how you're gonna work this in.
Just listen, Mayte, when the movie is made, and you need 2 news anchors
Yep.
to come on TV to talk about how you guys are getting married,
Okay.
to break the news. You throw us in.
Yeah,
Okay,
throw
okay,
us in. Throw us
okay.
in.
All right, see?
Mental
Told
note.
you I'd
Throw us
get
in.
us
Mental
in
note.
there.
A lot of people were talking. We were talking about favorite songs, and he mentioned, "Is there a favorite song for you?" And then I was hearing about, like, when I was reading parts of the book, I said that how he would go through phases, right? Like creative phases, you know. And I'm sure personally that for years you thought that maybe you guys would get back together at some point.
Yeah.
You were holding out regarding that. Did you guys
Yeah.
ever meet after the separation and then after the divorce? Would you run into each other? Would the circles ever collide where you guys could look at each other over a glass of wine or whatever, a dinner or something that you love to do together, be like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I ran into him several times in LA. Just he's the night owl, and I kind of want, especially after having Gia, I wouldn't do stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I reached out to him in 2006, and I ran into him at a club. I went out with my sister, and it was a pretty funny story because a friend of mine was a DJ, and he was like, "Hey, homeboy's here."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who's homeboy?"
Yeah.
And then I look over, and
Yeah, there he is.
It was Prince, and then I kind of just immediately went to him because I had already connected, and we spoke on the phone,
Yeah.
and it was a great conversation. And the security guard stopped me, and I was like, "Oh no, you didn't."
Yeah.
And then Prince stopped him and said, "No, she's cool."
Yeah,
But then he walked up. I mean, he walked up to me. He goes, "Hi, I'm sorry. What's your name?" And I was like, he goes, "No, seriously, what's your name?" I was like, "Oh, hell no."
Let me ask you a question.
it was funny.
When you first had, and I don't know if you could remember it or not, but when you first heard of his passing,
Oh man.
what do you remember?
Crazy.
What the first thing that was that came into your mind? Like, what were you thinking of when you heard about it?
It's one of those I don't know how many times I said no and didn't want to accept it. It was, and I was in traffic. I was driving, so I had to
Oh, boy,
pull
yeah.
over and go home.
Yeah, no, totally.
I
It's like your
couldn't-
soul is ripped out of you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
my heart, and
It's like this guttural scream, right?
yeah. I mean,
I know.
I went into my house and I had somebody was there, and I didn't even want to. I went out of my house. I went into my house to go out of my house. It was just. I was out of my body in a way.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I remember when a really good friend of mine passed away, and I was in the
Crazy.
car going to something, and it was a real dear friend of mine. And I was trying to find out, like, you know, I had heard rumblings, and then I dialed the phone, and I got the word, and I had the same feeling of, like, I just did
Yeah.
not, I screamed, and
Yeah.
just this crazy, like, is this for real? So I could only imagine for you being married to somebody, sharing a special love, sharing a child together, the loss of a child, and then, you know, the rebirth of him and the rebirth of you. I got to imagine that has to be incredibly stressful.
Here's a question. Jenna Hoover writes in,
Yeah.
he was so flashy on stage. What was his bumming around the house look?
There was no bumming around the house.
No, right?
He was always
There was
ready.
He was always fierce, right?
No, even the pajamas were custom.
Yeah?
Even the pajamas were custom.
Yeah. Let me ask you a
know.
question. Did he like to dress you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A lot of things that there's times where I was like, I don't want to wear that, but then I wear it. I'm like, okay, that was a good pick. Good choice. Thanks.
What did he like to eat? What was his favorite food?
He loved pasta.
Yeah.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah.
That was like the splurge.
Yeah.
For me, it was always, there was this sauteed spinach that they used to make. His chef used to make it, and then I figured out how to make it. It's so simple, but it's so good. It's just garlic and olive oil and a little bit of Lari seasoning salt. What?
Yeah.
That was my thing.
You know what's funny?
You like the spinach. He liked the fettuccine.
I'm just thinking about Prince, right? Like in 84, 85, I was a DJ in college on the radio, and I think one of the first songs I ever played when I was on the radio. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, and I was like, oh my God, it's this song, and it was a longer
Electric
version.
World Life.
I was like, this song is unbelievable.
That was brilliant.
I think that was the first song I
great
ever
song.
put a record on, and that was it.
Yeah.
I loved Way Too Many, so I go way further back in my thoughts about him. I mean,
just play that song for my warm up.
Yeah, you should tonight. Yeah,
because
it's a great
one
way
of the songs in the beginning. We just warm it up and
Electric Word.
Well, why don't you tell everybody about the belly dancing class? Because you are a dancer. Where's the belly dancing class?
We have about a minute left. Tell us about the belly dance.
It's at Ripley Greer tonight. I mean, I do it all the time, once a month or twice. I love it because dancing, I've noticed that it heals the soul. And I noticed a lot of women are hurting from his passing, and they come to my class. And we immediately, I'm like, let's not talk, let's dance. And the minute we start dancing, the smiles start coming. You start sweating. You get out of your head, out of your everything. And then we just end it with a good dance party at the very ending, hugging each other, and we all go home.
Last Prince question from Winona Russell, and this is a yes or no.
Okay.
You don't even need to go into it.
Okay.
She says, did he love to cuddle?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
I like that.
Leave it at that.
I like that.
There you go.
I figured he would. We love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Your kindness, your generosity, playing with us.
Thank you.
It's amazing. And
Who was the
come
best
back
belly
again.
dancer shaker before? Who was it?
Right here. Right here.
Scotty Stanford.
Yes. Scotty Stanford.
Can we get the official finger point? Okay.
Yeah. The book is in bookstores right now. You can probably download it as well. And she's on his book tour. You can go to her website as well. It's going to have a complete list of all the cities and tour dates. Once again, she's also hosting a dance class. Let me just get that really
and my
quickly.
rescue. I want to talk about my rescue.
Oh, yes.
Slightly. MyTasteRescue.com. I'm raising money because I'm starting a facility and...
For animals.
Wait, bring the little guy in. We need one more sec. One more sec.
Dogs, cats.
Bring
this is Ziggy. He's my mascot. I just rescued him about 3 weeks ago.
She rescued him off the side of the road.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody left this little guy on the side of the road.
Somebody left this guy on the side of the road?
He was emaciated. Look at him.
So, Mayte, tell us about the rescue once again.
It's a nonprofit, 501c3. We're raising money to get a facility so that, you know, I have 8 dogs in my house. I have 15 in another house. It's crazy. So we're gonna start a place so that they can live there safely until they get placed in a home.
That's amazing. Once again, where is your website so people know where to go to it?
Mayte.com, and then from there you'll get MyTasteRescue.com.
Okay.
So it's all connected.
And you know, she's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, and she's also on our website. If you go to our website, we'll look it up. Thank you so much, Mayte Garcia. Pleasure and honor meeting you.
You're going to get the book right now.
They're getting the book. They're going to go to the signing, and they are going to hook it up. Everybody have a great day. Tomorrow's Friday, and it's another day, a new beginning, a new chapter. We turn it well.
Friday.
So let's do it.
One more day for us, and then we on vacation next week.
We're on vacation next week.
Really? Suki and I, we get a vacation next week.
Yep.
Nice.
It's spring break.
We're actually going to vacation together.
Yeah.
How crazy.
We're going to Daytona Beach, and then we're going to every spring break spot. Panama City. We're going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
My husband is like, really? I'm like, really? Scotty wants us to do it.
That's so cute.
I said, honey, whatever Scotty wants, we got to do it.
I love it.
There you go.
Mayte Garcia, everybody, round of applause. Get the book. It's in bookstores now. Follow your heart. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Here it comes. Right there's the heart.